They called the police that there was a domestic dispute upstairs,
No.
which was unbelievable because we had some music playing. Like it was Thanksgiving.
Welcome to the Big Dane Podcast. I'm your host, Dana Trimborn, and in this podcast, find the connection in the weird experiences that we all share. Listen to new episodes on Tuesdays wherever you get your podcasts. Hey friends, in this week's episode, I'm chatting with Alex Acciani from Lansdale, PA. Listen to his weird and interesting neighbor stories. Find out what he saw on his Ring doorbell camera footage of his neighbors. Welcome, Alex.
Hey, Dana, thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. I'm so glad we're able to get this going finally.
I know. It's been a long time coming, so I'm glad we could make it down. I love Conshohocken. I love, hanging out with new people, especially Lydia down here.
Yeah,
the
Lydia's
cat.
hanging out with us. Matt's cat. Wonderful. So before we get into the episode, just tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from.
Yeah. So obviously my name's Alex Acciani. I have a beautiful fiance. Her name's Trisha Calhoun. Soon to be married 2024. Yeah, we have a few business ventures. One is pending. But the Spirit Express is a mobile bar on behalf of Kiki Vodka that we've kind of fallen in love with, and it's been a very exciting little pivot from the traditional 9 to 5 that a lot of people are accustomed to. So that's been an exciting spin in the last couple years, and that's me.
Great. Yeah, the Spirit Express. I mean, that's something no one is really doing. I think maybe I saw something, maybe it was like over the summer, that reminded me of the Spirit Express, but maybe it was just like one brand or like one restaurant. I think it was a restaurant, actually, now that I'm thinking about it more.
Maybe Blueprint or something. Yeah, there's
like something, and I'm like,
there's
oh my
a few
God.
others for sure.
Yeah. Or I think I even might maybe send it to you or Trish, but because it reminded me of you guys. But I think hands down, I think it's a wonderful idea to just
thank you so much.
Get it going and just bop around with the card and love what you do.
You pack up, and we pour, you party. That's pretty much our slogan.
Yeah, well, there you have it. Let's get to know you a little bit better and do some of those fun and weird questions.
Okay, let's get weird.
What is the most quirkiest thing you do?
The quirkiest thing I do, my fiance is going to hate me for this, but I have an oversized pair of sweatpants that sometimes she's going to hate me for this. I have worn it as almost a shirt.
Oh, wow.
And like put my arms down to my legs.
Okay.
And then just walked around like a two-legged creature and scared the living daylights out of my fiance.
Oh my gosh.
I'd come out of, like, we have a one-bedroom apartment, so I'd like come out of the the bedroom, and she would be pretty embarrassed, obviously, because she's engaged to somebody that would do such a thing. But it makes for a good time, like it creates memories, and that is hands down probably the quirkiest thing that I've done, and well, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Okay, great.
There's no stopping.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Maybe you should bring it on Halloween.
If I did it once, what's stopping me from doing it 2, 3, 4 times? Oh, the ring. I already put it on there. It's kind of. So yeah, that's my answer to that question for sure.
Yeah, you could definitely scare some neighbors with with this.
I typically try to stay inside the apartment
Okay.
when
Maybe
I
it's
do
the
something
next
like that.
venture is or next level.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Walk outside. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, enough about these questions. Let's get right into your weird neighbor stories. So, what goes on? What's going on with this camera footage that came through?
The scandalous camera footage. So, like, just to give the listeners like a little backstory, my fiance and I purchased an RV in South Florida to use for a short-term rental, and for security purposes and to make sure that tenants were coming and going and that there weren't parties going on, we installed a Ring doorbell camera. I love it. I kind of like seeing, the footage. It's kind of a way that you can keep, tabs on people, I guess, without being creepy. I don't want to sound creepy by any means, but the day that our neighbors realized that we installed it, he was pointing it out and kind of explained, like, oh, that's one of those, cameras, those doorbell things, those Ring things, whatever. And then his wife was like, honey, come here. Let's give him something to watch. And,
Oh, no.
and she's like,
I'm nervous about what you're going to say.
she goes, come here, give me a kiss and grab a titty. And I swear, I have the footage. Like, you can download the footage, and he did just that. So I'd never met these neighbors, and it was quite uncomfortable to meet them on these terms. But that's kind of how we met, and it took every ounce of energy in my body not to turn on the microphone and just be like, get a room.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to ask you, about what you can control, like, on your end. So I didn't know that. So there is a microphone that you can turn on if you needed to.
You can, it's a speaker.
Okay.
Yeah, you can talk to the public.
Yeah.
Oh
my God. And what, was this during the day or was it like a night?
It was just like an afternoon. They were just out watering their plants.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think anything gets more intimate than watering your dandelions in South Florida.
And they came up like right in front of the camera, or
they looked at it. She like did one of the,
like, you flip your leg.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was more or less just like a sign of letting them know that we were there.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one of the results of having a Ring doorbell camera facing another trailer. You know.
Now, since you haven't been down there yet, or like after you installed it, so you haven't met them, right?
No.
So you've never met them.
No. We have not met them.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe one day.
I think shortly. We're going to be driving down in about 5 days, and I guess we're gonna make well with the neighbors.
Yeah. And did they mention their names at all?
No.
Huh.
No.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to know their names after that kind of behavior, And I'm sorry to bring that up on your cast, but it was a wild notification that I opened on my phone. Was seeing somebody like point at it, get up somewhat close to it, and then do that lewd act, if you will.
Wow. Well, I'm sure other people can probably relate to some of these Ring footages of what goes on with some people, or even like delivering a package, or I don't know, just people doing weird things. Like this is what happens.
The camera does not lie.
Yeah, and this is why we're talking about it.
Exactly. And like I'm like addicted to looking at it too. Every time I see somebody walk by,
I'm like, oh, are they gonna do something?
Yeah, like it's our property that we want to protect, but we're also 1,015 miles away. So it's, there's pros and cons to it, but
does it? I just thought of this now. Like, say if people were like cursing or just like shouting, like, does it flag to you like warning? Someone is being loud, like in front of your door, or like something like that.
It's interesting you said that, because I follow a Airbnb group, short-term rental group thing on Facebook, and I don't know if any of the listeners or know that there's an absolute no party rule with Airbnb. Like, you cannot have parties. It used to be like a party hub where people would, keep their place fine, rent an Airbnb, and then throw a banger and have an absolute day out of it. It could be, anywhere from 15 to 300 people. Excuse me. But there was some people that had a decibel reader. Like, it would read the level of the volume in it, which I think is smart, Like, you have to kind of protect, like, nobody should be screaming, and if you do, you can kind of read those decibels. But if it's constantly, reading at a higher level, then there's probably something going on inside.
And even, like, not even just a party, or, like, maybe something, like, seriously is, like, wrong, like... Yeah. Like, violent... Like something,
Yes.
Like scary stuff.
It's spooky. Super spooky.
Wow. Well, that is definitely an interesting one. Tell me about another weird story that you have.
So my fiance and I moved into an apartment complex in Phoenixville. And we're obviously not going to name names. That's...
You can insert a new name.
Yeah,
if you wish.
We'll just say...
Theodore.
Theodore and Jane. They lived below us. And, like, this is one of those cookie-cutter apartment complexes that you can't really hear too much from the left to the right because of the firewall, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But... you can hear your neighbor, we'll call him John, stomping at 4:30 in the morning getting water, and it'll wake you up. Like, it's just gronk, 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 gronk. And then obviously the same goes for the second floor, which we're on. We're on the second floor.
Okay.
Down to the base level. And obviously we had a party or two, meaning like 8-9 people just drinking, having a good time, And our downstairs neighbor left an anonymous note saying that we hear every time that you walk, talk, and open a door.
What? And it was right after you had the party, the small gathering, I'll call it.
I think so. Yeah.
But so never.
I mean, it was within a week. Like, we moved in. Like, our friends helped us move in, and that's when kind of we just started. We had a little drinking party. Just enjoying each other's time in the late afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I like, my response, like, I wanted to, like, almost say, like, what are we supposed to do? Just, like, be ghosts and, like, hover around, have an open door policy,
and don't move.
Go to the bathroom with the doors open and not talk. Like, it was very, very alarming, But I think 3 to 4 month span of us kind of feuding. Like, it was like the movie Neighbors and Neighbors 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just, tit for tat, this and that. And on Thanksgiving, my parents, due to COVID, I mean, for obvious reasons, didn't allow us to come over for Thanksgiving dinner, which is, a pretty special moment in out of my year. You know? So I was really upset, and I was like, you know what, like, how about we have some friends and family over, like the kids, I mean, like the 20 somethings. So we had about 8 or 9 people.
Okay, let's take a quick break. For a limited time only, you'll have free access to my coffee page. No, not actual coffee. This is a place for all exclusive content that won't be on my Instagram or Facebook accounts. Check out sneak peeks, behind the scenes, extra audio clips, and much more. Just have a tap on my link tree, look out for that coffee cup icon, and boom, you'll be on your way.
Obviously had another party. I mean, it was COVID. We were eating turkey. We cooked our first turkey. It turned out phenomenal.
Yeah.
I was super stoked. Like, now I know I can do it. And they ended up calling the police because our cat Kiko
it comes full circle.
He knocked over a jar of marbles.
Oh.
And I didn't care about the jar.
Was it glass? Did it shatter? Okay.
No, it didn't shatter, but
okay.
they just spilled everywhere. It was more like sand, like pebbly sand.
Okay,
like
yeah.
Pebbly, marbly sand, whatever, like broken glass or whatever. I didn't really care about that. I mean, we're still vacuuming it up to this day, but.
Oh, I bet it's very fine piece.
Yeah, it's deep in the carpet. They're gonna have to, replace the carpet at some point. But they called the police that there was a domestic dispute upstairs.
No.
Which was unbelievable because we had some music playing. Like, it was Thanksgiving.
And this was the same neighborhood with the note.
Yeah.
And so this was, I'm just putting the timeline together. So you had moved in, then it was Thanksgiving. I can't believe they called the police. Like, what else did they think? Did they write another note?
No. They didn't, but like that note, I kid you not, it was one of the most. There was like a glitch in the Matrix. I'm like, did somebody really just set this down without giving me like contact information to talk to them to resolve the issue or something like that?
Right. Yeah.
But when the cops did answer, obviously I had a couple to drink, and I opened the door and was like, officers, what's going on? Do you want me to put a mask on? And this was obviously during COVID.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we just legally have to make contact with you. I think this is kind of ridiculous. We're going to let you guys go. Have a great night. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, good.
And
so they understood.
Within like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Dang, it was unbelievable.
Well, at least they recognized that right away, because I'm sure you never know with situations too, like if you're the police officer and I don't know, maybe if there's not as many people there and something could still be going on, but you don't know. Mm-hmm. So, but the fact that they were able to identify that, okay, it's Thanksgiving, this is,
oh my
nothing's
God.
happening. That, the cat pushed this off, and
mid-pandemic,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I backed the Blue for that so much. That was like them being like, you guys do you. Mm-hmm. And it was true. I mean, we weren't causing any harm, just having fun, trying to see some sort of family without endangering the elderly parents that we have. There is a silver lining to that story. We actually became pretty good friends with that couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of surreal how it happened. It happened at a holiday party that was happening in the common area, and she vehemently apologized for her actions. She was like, I was having a really bad month, an entire month. I was not well, and I couldn't sleep well at night, and obviously you guys were being loud, and yes, we were. We respected the rules of it and everything, but we still talk to this day. So don't count any of your enemies out. They could become not even frenemies, just friends.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So always keep an open mindset. Yeah, but no, it's kind of just amazing to think that people can change. Like change is so important in life, and it's something that my fiance and I are learning about in this day and age, like almost to this day. But like, and also forgiveness. So like people changing, people forgiving, it's just holy matrimony, in my opinion. And I think it's beautiful.
Well said. Yeah. Lost for words. No, so what I was gonna say is I think it's good when people have like they're self-aware. I think some people, they just don't have that, I'm gonna call it a skill. They don't have that skill of like recognizing like when, you know, you're being an asshole or whatever the hell you're doing, and then, you know, recognizing to like correct that, or like, you know what, that was really dumb.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Let me
go apologize now, because I don't even know these people. These people could be like good humans, you know? And so.
Well, it's hard to get to know somebody without meeting them.
Yes.
You know, like
or seeing them, because I'm sure in the beginning you probably, didn't know quite yet, like, what they looked like.
Yeah, I mean, we make so many like impromptu judgments on like celebrities, for example. We don't know them. We don't know what they're going through. Exactly. We don't know who they are. We don't know if they're struggling with mental health issues or substance abuse or anything like that. And yet people are so quick to judge them. So the same thing with our downstairs neighbors and us. They were so quick to judge us as these party animal, you know, degenerate, alcoholic, drug abusing people, when we were just throwing, it was literally 2 parties. Yeah. Like it was like a move-in party, and I think I had a couple buddies over one day, and then Thanksgiving. And to them, we were just like the bane of their existence. Yeah. This absolute devilish, satanic behavior.
Yeah. And some people, unfortunately, you know, won't see the change, but that's on them.
That's on them.
That's on them.
That reflects right back to them.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody can understand that, you know.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the episode.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Dennis. It's been fun.
Of course, yeah. I hope everyone found connection with these 2 stories. Some crazy footage. And yeah, you never know.
Spicy.
Who your neighbor is going to be, but I'm glad they were able to, you know, apologize and everything's all sorted out. So good stuff.
Nothing a few beers you know, over a conversation can't resolve.
Yeah, there you go. Wonderful. Well, if people want to get in touch with you or the Spirit Express, where can they find you, Alex?
So we have a Facebook page, an Instagram page. It's The Spirit Express. That's TheSpirit.
Okay.
EXPRESS on most socials. We don't have a Twitter or anything, but you know, most socials.
Cool. Well, there you have it. All right. Well, we will catch everyone next week. See ya. All right, my friends. Thanks for listening, and be sure to listen to new episodes on your preferred platform. Stay up to date with my podcast by going to my Instagram or Facebook accounts at The Baked Dane Podcast. Interested in being a guest? Just go to my link tree, tap on Be a Guest, and fill out the form. All right, catch you next week.